Okay.
By the way, I had a great talk with LaTwan earlier this week or before the weekend. And,
yes, she's on here.
Good. Oh, nice.
Hey, Dom.
Hey, LaTwan, how are you? How's it going?
It's going okay. I went into the CRM and got those leads like you suggested.
Oh, great. Is today going to be your first day dialing on them?
Yes, it will be.
Right on. I'm happy for you.
Which kind is that?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Which kind of leads did you get, LaTwan?
I got some of the $1.50 leads, but I also got some of the other ones that were like $2.50 and $3.50. So I bought a whole bunch of those. I bought all the ones in my area that were available. So
awesome. Okay.
So I'll be dialing on those today.
Cool.
Good.
Cool.
Well, does anybody have any questions they want to start off with? Jennifer, Dawn?
I have a question. I guess I've been listening to the videos, like once you get in the house, if you set up a meeting or an appointment and they basically say, I'm already covered and, I already have something, and you say, well, we just, need to get the information to you. It'll take about 10 or 15 minutes, and you're actually able to schedule the appointment. When you get in there, how do you approach the question, if we're able, instead of saying if we're able to find something for you today, are you able to do something today? If they've already said they're not going to get something and you set up the meeting with the premise that you need to get the information to them that they requested.
Got it. LaTwan, have you been in that situation yet?
Have I? I have set up appointments where they say they're already covered, or they're not interested, or they don't want anything, and they allow me to set up the appointment anyway. So once I'm in there, if they say, well, I've heard Chantel, and she had a really good feedback when they said, well, I'm not going to get anything. But I didn't know if there was a counter to saying, if we're able to find something that fits into your budget and that works for you. Would you be able to get it today?
Well, what did you say? What would you say? Or what did you say when you were in that situation?
Ooh, I now have to go back and remember. I don't know. Usually I try to stick to that. But I guess if they come back and say, well, I told you I wasn't going to get anything today, do you stop the appointment? Or do you
well, typically, LaTwan, and anybody with Paige, if you want to hop in and just and give your perspective on this, but with my experience, LaTwan, clients typically aren't that argumentative. Now here it goes. When I started, those types of things would happen because I would kind of bring it out. You know what I mean? Like my nervousness and my unsureness about why I was there would lead them to go, hey, remember on the phone I said, because I'm coming over there as if I'm not confident with what's going to happen. So I think on the phone when we're booking those appointments and things like that, don't rank your appointments. Like don't go like, well, this one's better than this one, or this one's going to buy, this one's not. Like I found when I did that, I set myself up for a lot of failure. And the person I thought was going to be really mean was really nice, and the person who I thought had a check taped to their forehead was the meanest person in the world. Does it make sense? So I stopped doing that, which allowed me to go to every appointment thinking that everybody was on the same page. Does that make sense? So that even the person who did say, well, I'm not buying nothing, by the time I got there, I don't even remember it. Does that make sense? And I think like you can't remember it. It's like if you remember it, you're going to try not to get it, and then you're going to get it even more.
Okay,
versus, I mean, like, so, and I know it's like this weird psychology game, but it's like the more, it's like, that's why I don't take notes on my leads. Like, I don't write down, I called this person 4 times, they told me F off, or they told me they didn't want it. Like, every lead that I call is brand new to me. even if I just called it 30 minutes ago. There's no note on there for me to go, oh, this person said this. Does that make sense? So I try to take the same approach when you're going to your appointments. And also, I think the biggest deal, like, and even if it does come up, I'll just say something like, well, you know, I remember I said I'm not buying nothing today. I'm like, cool, and I'm not selling nothing. So like, we're going to see if you qualify, all right, and then you'll work it out with the insurance company if you can get it or not, all right. But that's my job, is to see if you can even get it or not, and then you'll pay the insurance company. Well, I'm not sending nothing today. Cool, they don't want nothing today. And then by the time you get done with it and go, hey, what's your bank account? They just give it to you. They don't say it again. They don't go, oh, remember I told you? They don't do that. Does that make sense? But I think if you just, hey, put it to the side, acknowledge it, keep it pushing, you kind of go from there. So, Paige, you got anything with that?
Yeah, I can. So a lot of times if I'm going in and I know they've just gotten a new policy, what I'll say on the phone is, okay, great. So as the manager in North Carolina, and you guys can all say that, okay, what I do is come out and make sure that you got the best policy that provides the best protection at the best price. It takes about 5 or 10 minutes. Have that policy out for me, okay? And so when I do get there, I usually act just like that's exactly what I'm there to do. They pull out the policy. I sit down. I already have my client worksheet out. I start making the first thing I'm doing is filling in that existing coverage, right? And I will dig through that policy. I'm going to find out, the start date. I'm going to look and see if it has an end date. Does it get more expensive? Does the death benefit go down? I'm going to thoroughly check it out, okay? And then I'm going to say, okay, guys, I'm just going to do some quick checking and make sure there's not a better option for you. And just a couple of questions that, I already have a base of knowing what you'll approve for because you got this one. And then I kind of open that door and need just a little bit more information. And then I go through my client worksheet, okay, because there have been times when I can just simply on price and death benefit alone, I can find a better option. But there are times when once I do my client inventory, I realize they have a greater need, or this barely touches what they need. Holy cow, what about this? What about that? So then I'm like saying, hey, have you thought about when you die, what happens to the income for her? Maybe the person who protected them just got the death, got it for funeral, right, but didn't think about income. So basically you use checking that policy as a way to open the door and then figure out if, one, you can put them in a better position if they don't need any additional. But a lot of times I find what they have isn't sufficient. And I end up a lot of times replacing that policy plus getting them more and selling the value in that. So that's what I do when I'm going into a house like that. I'm making it, I'm telling them on the phone, I'm coming to be sure they have the best. So that's what I start off doing. And then I see and every now and then I'll get one where they've got something really good. I can't beat the price. If I'm not able to build a need for something greater, or they, aren't willing to spend more, then, that's that. But at least I tried. Does that help, LaTwan?
Absolutely. Thank you both. Yeah, that helps a lot.
Okay.
Okay. Dawn texted me. She has a question along those same lines. She wants to know if you're saying that, seeing if you can qualify, I'm just here to see what you qualify for. That's not setting yourself up for them canceling, since you are only doing an application.
I'm sure that.
She's saying that, yeah. Is it setting them up to cancel?
Is that, yeah, she said, is that not setting yourself up for canceling?
Now, I think that once you, I think there's pieces to it. So it's like earlier, it's not. So it's like the earlier I am in the appointment, and I say that to get things moving, to get them on the right track with me, not so much. But if I'm using that to close it, does that make sense? I'm using that to get their banking info. I'm using that to get more information for the application. Now I'm setting myself up for chargebacks and somebody who's not really going to keep it. Does that make sense? Now, if I'm doing my setup, if I'm doing, hey, here's why I'm here, here's what we're going to do. I'm not buying nothing today. Okay, cool. Well, we're just going to see if you qualify. I'm going to let you know how much it is and if you can even get it. All right? And then from there, you can take it from there. I'm not closing it. I'm just keeping them interested for a little bit until I get to the close. Does that make sense? Because does that make sense? Now, I can't keep doing that the whole time, you know, but if it's just to get
I think just to bring home, if we use that to get them to cooperate of going through our process, the client worksheet.
Right.
As you start to, once you are going through the client worksheet, you take control again instead of them. And you are the one asking the probing questions, the questions that are leading them down the path of, what happens when you die to this income, and figuring that at least gets them to cooperate so you can go down that path. But once you're going down that path, you need to be in control, and it should shift from that to, again, I can't sell you anything. We can apply, see if we get you approved. Now, if we got you approved, is there any reason you wouldn't keep this? Because clearly, based on ABC that we just discussed, you need this, right?
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. And I like what you just said about, is there any reason why you wouldn't keep this? And if they go, well, I thought I told you I wasn't going to buy nothing today. You're like, yeah, and I told you I wasn't trying to sell you nothing today. But we are on the same page that you need the life insurance, right? Yeah, okay. And, at the $50,000 at $103 a month, if it came back at $103 a month and 50 cents, would you have a problem keeping it? Well, no, I just want to kind of think about it. I hear you, man. But while the insurance company thinks about it, you can think about it. But you're not thinking about whether you need the life insurance or not, right? It's more of like the cost, and you want to make sure if I'm telling you the truth and if it comes back, because you probably sat down with somebody before, they told you one price and it came back something different. And even if they haven't gone through something like that, if I'm crazy assumptive about it, they're just going to go, yeah, that was my concern. And I'm like, no, it wasn't. I just was so sure. Like, now it could have been, but now that I said it, it is. Does that make sense? So I think when you're very assumptive about their concerns and why they're acting the way they're acting, they're going to move with you without any type of regret. Does that make sense? Because now they're thinking, he gets it. Oh, yeah, he does understand that he's a stranger, and I still need to think about it. And okay, cool. And he gets that, like, I don't trust him all the way, right? Like, he told me it's $103 a month, but I don't, I need him to tell me that if it comes back at $105 a month that he lied. And stuff like that helps you out crazy when it comes to persistency and placement. So if you can just go, hey, this is $103 a month, all right? If it comes back at $105, you know what I am? I'm a liar. And one thing I can't live with is being a liar. Now, if it comes back at $103.50, what I did was tell you the truth. Now, would you have a problem keeping that if it came back at $103.50? No, not at all. Okay, but I understand if it came back at $105 why you would cancel it, because now I lied to you. It's so crazy when you just say stuff like that, how it has nothing to do with the price, $103, it could be $52, it could be $21. But all they want is for you to understand the way they're thinking, not validate it, not make it okay, but just let them know that, oh, okay, you understand. And now I'm going to do business with you. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yes, it does.
Dawn, are you unmuted?
She might be at Alan Michael's school.
Oh, okay.
She's carpooling, and she said the kids don't know how to shut up.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys?
I I get the old leads thing and how every lead is a new lead. I'm dialing all these old Facebook leads this morning page that you sent me. And there's several people that are like, I didn't fill anything out. And I'm like, I get it. Don's kind of helped me with, a script that I feel comfortable with. And so I don't want to say I'm struggling. I just started dialing at 8 o'clock. But what else as far as, like, objections can I use to overcome some of these?
So what are they saying to you? The first one was, I didn't do that?
Like, I didn't fill anything out.
I'm like, cool. I just say, hey, I didn't fill nothing out. I'm like, all right, cool. Is your address 1211 Main Street? Yeah, that's it. All right, cool. Sometimes I fill stuff out and forget about it, and I forget what I had last night for dinner sometimes, so I can only imagine filling something out on the internet. But anyways, my job is just to drop it off to you, see if you qualify. Like, just something as stupid as, like, I'm not even reacting to them. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't try that. And like this one lady, I said that's fine. I said, but in order to keep my job, I just need to drop this information off to you. And she's like, nope, you're not dropping it off. And I was like, I said, really? I said, you won't even let me drop it off so I can keep my job? She was like, nope, and then hung up on me. I was like, you are awesome.
Mm-hmm. But then that's when you just have a trash can behind you and you ball it up and you toss it behind your shoulder, and you're like, oh, it's $1.50. Who cares? I think that there's so many, like, these things, like when we say, like, hey, try this out or do this, it doesn't mean it's going to work 100% of the time, but it also doesn't mean that you need to change your phone script. Does that make sense? Like, I think your script is your script, and, like, I don't change it for nobody. Somebody might be like, well, I'm like, I don't care. I don't care at all, because I know what works. And I think that you just need to take it for what it is and just keep it pushing. Now, you only said a few. You know what I mean? Now, if you said 15, 20 were saying that, I'd be like, damn, you got a problem. But if it's only 2 or 3, I'm like, well, let's get more people to pick up,
And, Jennifer, I would love for you to record yourself on a couple of those and send them to Dom. He's the master of the phone.
That'd be a home run.
Yeah, I keep trying to, and no, I'm not kidding. Every time I set up the iPad to record, like the next 10 people, they don't answer. I'm like, and then I shut it off and take a drink of water, and then I forget to turn it back on, and then the next 2.
Yeah, just do this. Just only hit record when they pick up.
Yeah.
Just wait until they go on Polo. You know what I mean? So if you have like an iPad or something like that, you have Polo on, I would just, when I'm dialing, when somebody picks up, hit start on there, and then just let it roll. And then we'll all be able to listen to it, give you some feedback, and you'll be able to hear yourself. So it's like, it's nothing for me to hear it, but once you hear yourself, you'll go, you know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of us haven't even heard ourselves ever book appointments. And I think that's weird. That'd be like Mariah Carey not listening to her own song.
Hey, I also understand that's a good analogy, Tom. If you guys do that, use the Golden State Room for Growth. Empowerment is good, but Dom has more leaders, more VPs in that. So do this type of stuff. When you're needing feedback, go there. Matter of fact, just go there, and then we'll copy the good stuff and isn't listening to both. But use the Golden State Room for Growth more.
And just so you guys know, you guys can always forward your messages. So if you do post one in Empowerment, I'll watch them both. But there are folks who aren't in Empowerment that are in Golden State. But if you ever just post it in Empowerment, hit forward, and then it will put it in however many groups you want, so you don't have to re-record it.
Yep. But you got more opportunity for feedback in the Golden State Room for Growth. So use that for sure.
This is going to be a fun dial day. I got a lot of those leads to call today too, Jen, the Facebook leads. So any feedback that I get, I called them last week, and I spoke to 6 and booked 3. So I'll let you guys know what my numbers are looking like today on those. And but I'm hearing phenomenal things with these leads. And I think Cody has written like $10,000 already off of those. I think Don has written like $7,000. This guy Jason out here in San Diego has written like another $3,000. And I'm like, we haven't even had these leads for a week yet.
Yeah, that feels like Christmas early. I do want to give everybody an update. We are working on a lease for an office space in Wilmington.
Nice.
So, yep, it is underway. Our plan, if everything goes accordingly, is to be able to take possession on November 1st. So there will be an officially 2 offices, the Raleigh and now a Wilmington office. And what we want to basically duplicate what Mike Killamet and John Wetmore have created in Atlanta, because it is clearly a recipe for success for each individual agent that takes advantage. We want you guys to get to an office to dial on Mondays and Thursdays. So, Jennifer, you're close enough to Raleigh. We want you in Raleigh. Chantel is now dialing on those same days. And we will also have training, just like they do in Atlanta on those days. Claudia, once you're back in town, and I'm sure you'll be back by the time we get the office open, but same thing for you. LaTwan, coming to Wilmington as much as possible that would work for your daughter's schedules. We're going to, again, we're going to have training just like they do, and we want to set all of you up in a better position to climb this faster. So we're super excited about that.
That's great. And I have another question. As far as the hiring, I know we had switched it where we send them to the website. Has anyone gotten any feedback or any success or any pointers on how we can do that? Or Dom, do you, or Paige?
And what website are you referring to, LaTwan?
The link, when we did the hiring, then we connect them to the link, and then I thought we were doing like a Thursday or
the business development meeting.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I tell you what we're doing. We are, when we interview anybody pretty much Monday through Thursday, we're plugging them into that. And if we are interviewing them Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, we're sending them videos, but then we reach back out and tell them to plug into that. If the response from the videos are good, then we're using the business development as like a second level, just based on timing. Although there are becoming more, I keep a real close eye on the Southeast Facebook page, because Mike has been doing some, and some of his VPs have been doing some. So if there's one of those, I'll plug them into that if the timing is closer to when I'm talking to them.
And one thing, LaTwan, one thing, LaTwan, that we're doing the same thing when it comes to those BDMs. Now, there's so many of them popping up that you will have the opportunity to put people on different days throughout the week. But really what I see with the BDMs is a great place for you to learn how to speak about the business. I think that's where now if you get one locally, like there in Wilmington, like once you guys open up that office, you guys should have one once a week. You know what I mean? Like you should have a business development every single week. So now you'll have a place to physically put people. But I think for right now, as they're being streamed and things like that, even when they're local, you should always be there. But really just so you can see, how do I talk about this business? Well, how do I talk about leads, overrides, carriers, support, training? And you're not going to get it the first time you hear it. or even the 5th time you hear it. So I think that's a huge part of those as well for the person who is hiring. But also for the agents, for them to see it, hear it. There's recordings of them, LaTwan. That, like, I have a video of one that's done. John Wetmore has like a little 7-minute video that overviews the company. So all of these things are just making it a way so that you don't have to be the one talking about the business all the time. Now, you don't want to be, does that make sense? Like, you just want to be able to say, hey, watch this, then give me some questions. Watch this, give me some questions. Listen to this, get back to me. Because if your time is taking 15, 20, 30 minutes to talk to everybody about this business, you got to go sell life insurance. Does that make sense? So you don't want to spend all that time doing that when there's videos and trainings out there to get people, you know, I guess the base of what we do. So if you need any of those videos or anything, just reach out to us and we'll get them to you.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Great point, Dom.
Yeah.
Any other questions, guys?
Oh, guys, real quick. There is, I got another call to hop on here in a second, but if you guys, when we hang up here, hop on Facebook Live. Leticia is doing live dials right now on the Southeast page. So it's definitely somebody who I'd want to listen to. Okay?
Thank you.
We've got it pulled up right now. Take advantage,
Right
everybody.
on.
Thank you, Dom.
All right, no problem. Thank you, guys. Talk to you
Thank
guys
you.
soon. Bye.
Bye.